Ready for the mosh pit, shaka bra.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to StrangeCast Play One. This was Life is Strange fan podcast. This is episode 132, Side B. I am one of your co-hosts, Adnan Riaz. Joining me from the other timeline, Adam Evalt. Adam Evalt, you are here.
Oh, God, I'm here from the year 2016. It was so much better back then. I didn't have tattoos back then.
Yeah, he's doing his John Travolta reaction again. He's like, "Oh my God, I'm back here, guys! Oh God, I'm so excited!"
Don't leave the close, guys.
But yeah, we're back obviously. So this is the second part of our episode. We had the first part out, and yeah, we've got quite a few things to talk about. We're trying to catch up on Life is Strange things. We're recording the 24th of January, same day as the previous side. And yeah, before we start as well, if you are new here, please do consider dropping subscribe on the channel, turn notifications, like the video, and share your friends. We're climbing to 20 to 300 subscribers. If you can help us get there, that's amazing. And StrangeCast available on all podcast services. Check us out on Spotify with a video version, Apple Podcasts. Go check us out there. Go and rate us. Go and download us. We just cost 350 followers on Spotify, which is amazing. And we're almost reaching 20,000 plays on Spotify. We have 52 ratings. If you can help us get there, that is amazing. We're on Patreon, so you can support us on Patreon. As I said, there's a Patreon incentive coming, there's a Patreon incentive live, which we'll be doing soon. You should have seen it. If not, go and follow it. Go further back, you might find it. The Patreon incentive for the custom-made episode will be moving into the next week. So you should be getting this in the week that is starting the 26th. But just bear with us because we had to move the schedule around because something's come up. So the week after, we'll open the Patreon incentive up for you guys to kind of create the custom-made episode, and we'll deliver it in the middle of February. And then, yeah, so basically you can support us on Patreon, and also we're on social media. So if you can follow us on there, it really supports us. We're on every platform. Anything you can do to support us on those is amazing. So yeah, Adam, we're back. Should we get into our pieces of news?
Oh, yeah. Reese pieces of news.
So this is our big piece, and there's quite a few things that are going on in here as well. So I'll pull up on Twitter first. Did I pull up the Twitter thread? Oh, actually, I think I might have not pulled it up properly. Oh, yes, I didn't. Oh, yeah, there is. Never mind. I'll pull this up because I messed that up. I don't know why I'm pulling it up because I could just go straight into the FAQ, but as you all are going to make life more uncomfortable for us. As you can see here, there is the Life is Strange post that came out on the Friday. It says, "You got questions? We got answers. Check out this roundup of hotly anticipated queries regarding Life is Strange coming 26th of March 2026. Have a burning question? Reply in the comments." So there's a variation of different little things here, including Chloe as well, and stuff like that's happened there.
Yeah, stay in the ground, Chloe. Gotcha.
There's that big one where it says, "I let Chloe die in my playthrough of the first Life is Strange. What does that mean for me? At the end of Life is Strange Double Exposure, Max merged the two timelines in order to save her friend Safi."
Yeah.
I wonder who said that.
I wonder who said that. Was it you? Yeah. I don't know why people were like so misguided on that. Like, oh, it doesn't say that. I'm like, it didn't stop saying that at the end. That she kept merging in timelines. That's all they said in the end. It was like, oh, she merged the timelines. Isn't it weird that you merged the timelines? You merged the timelines. Isn't that weird? Like, it's like in your face of how much
ambiguous. But it's so ambiguous the part where you can get away with it. Like when people you need to merge Max's memories. No, you don't. Max doesn't get fight by powers. Like you can literally just do that. You could do that. You just suspend it because we're in that position where it's the only logical point of a pivot. And it's where they set it up enough where it's like, because even with the way Double Exposure originally ends, the Chloe Price thing is not being set up there the way you think it is. It's being set up in like a kind of background kind of noise quality. It's being set up where you can pivot from it. That's where I was watching. I was like, hang on a minute. I was like, I know what they're doing it. I remember playing that. The only moment in Double Exposure I sat up like that. I was like, oh no. I was like, are they about to do what they think they can do or what they can do? And I was like, oh no. I was like, oh, this is interesting because they can just do like, again, like as me and Jason were talking about last night, I was talking to him on the phone about it. And it's like, you said like you have 4 timelines. We have 1 timeline now. We get rid of that. We get rid of that quote unquote nonsense where there's more timelines. Again, you might be treading over people's agency from the first game and stuff. We are where we are. We're going to annoy anyone at some point in a way or another in this game. And this is where we are. So it's like merge timelines. Just do that. But as you can see there, she also did it without realizing merging together with the alternative realities where Chloe lived or died. So again, they were setting up for that. They could see the way they were doing it. Chloe may have combined memories of both endings, but your Max still reflects the choices you made at the end of the first Life is Strange. So that's actually really, it might not like it. Again, I'm going to say as well, I'm going to put my hand up, you might not like it, but they've done what is the most feasible option there. like to actually create this. Again, it's not me saying that I'm defending this. I just think it's really actually quite like if you're going to do pivot, they've done it the way that they can possibly do it, the way that they can do it at this point. So yeah, that was me doing that and saying that. So yeah, I'm just gonna put that out there. What people said to Theory before, but whatever. There's different details here. So there's stuff about Amanda being romanced. Actually, so what happens if you romance Amanda or Vin in Life is Strange Double Exposure? Depending on your choice prior games, you'll receive different branching dialogues in Life is Strange Reunion. Start the game. There's a screen where you can choose the status of your past relationships in Life is Strange and Life is Strange Double Exposure. So whether you romanced Amanda, Vin, or both, or remain friends with either, your decisions will impact various conversations in Life is Strange Reunion. See, that makes me sound like that's not really a romance option, does it? It really doesn't sound like it.
No, and I don't really go towards like any romance options in games. Like I just
because you're a heartless monster. That's why.
I guess I think about it all the time. And I'm just like, why don't I do it? I've never really been a romantic person, and my wife knows this. Like,
please,
100%.
Please, we've seen that engagement photo. That's as romantic as it gets. That guy like that. That's me all the time.
Okay, can I little side note on that? During I got engaged at a hockey game because like that's the last place she would have thought to get, because at that point we had been dating for 7 years. She knew it was coming. So
yeah.
But to make it even more secret, I literally spread barbecue sauce on my pants. I spread barbecue sauce on my pants so that she would think like, well, he's got to stand on his pants. He's not going to do it today. Like that was my genius plan.
God.
When I say I'm not a romantic person, I am not a romantic person at all. But I still got a wife. So, there's still hope for you out there, listeners who are, desperately single, I guess. But also, like, I think about it just like I'm not a romantic person. And also, I'm not to get corny, but I am with the love of my life. Like, I there's not really a hole to fit in, like, like romance. There's nothing really in me that's like seeking romance, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
So what you're telling me is you're the anti-Aisha Forrest. You're less.
I am. Yeah, like
holiness, but I'm more just like normal person.
Yeah, it's just like I'm not against romance in games. It's just more of me, like my mindset. I'm like, I don't really care for romance. Yeah,
it's a fair point, because sometimes I'm like, just either make it a romance option or just keep the characters platonic or just end it there. Like I remember when The Walking Dead season 4, I thought were some really weak love dynamics. I was like, I didn't really care about those characters. I was like, why is there a romance angle just being inserted for Clementine? I was like, can Clementine just not be a normal character? Can we just like leave her as Clementine? Does she really have to find a romance? Or just make it one option? Just sometimes make it one option where you just choose a character. Like stick your heels in. I just feel like sometimes I'm like when they make 2 or 3, and I'm like come on, man.
The last thing I'm going to say, and this is just like life advice, like as someone who's been married for 10 years and then dated her for 7 years before that, there is different types of romance. I'm going to say that much. Like it's not just in your face, buy your flowers, and like a nice dinner, blah, blah. There are different levels of romance, and when you're married for 10 years, that you got to keep things more realistic to your life expectations. So when I say there's different types, there is acts of service. There are believing in each other. The romance type of just like you are each other's life partner. You're going to get past that level of romance where buying flowers is enough.
Yeah.
Like sometimes romance can't be bought. And I think there was a Bluey episode that like signified what mature romance is. And I'm not going to spoil that episode if you're about to watch Bluey. But it's the one where like they go to a fancy restaurant, their kids are running. But like there's different levels. And that's just like me like saying that like, hey, if you're desperately single, I don't know. There's different levels. I can't explain it in the right way. I'm not good with words. I'm good with music. But I do. But like to answer your question, like I do think about that. I do physically think about that. I'm just like, why do I not care about romance in games? And I think that's that. I'm just my language of romance is different than like a romance novel, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Or Vin and Amanda are smeared in barbecue sauce, so that's why they're not going to be romance options. It's going to be one of the 2 options. So
Maybe
they are not there. So I think with that one, Adam, actually, we can kind of tie in with this one. I'll pull it up here because it's obviously this. Why not? Will Max and Chloe kiss? How you choose to navigate Max and Chloe's relationship in Life is Strange Union is entirely up to you. What that as close friends or romantic partners, you can shape the relationship however you want, and that's all we're saying. So you will basically get Max and Chloe kissing in some way,
thank
shape, or
God,
form.
dude. I have been begging for this question. Will they kiss?
I told you, Adam. They've done enough safe. There's enough safe things that they're doing here where you can get because like they're also knowing the people who don't want this game because of what happened last time. But there's enough here that I just. By the way, I'm saying here laughing because it's more from the marketing side where it's actually the pivot has happened in such an effective way.
And again, I do think that like you're talking with Pricefield fans where like I might not be into romance, but this is like going into a bookstore. My type of book is a dark horror type of book. Like that's what I am looking for in terms of books. But there are people out there that's just like, I need romance. I need a romantic option. And like you're talking about Pricefield where they need Pricefield romance. So like this is a big question for them. Like, hey, are we getting Pricefield? Like, are we getting this? Because this is something they are asking for, and not only that, but Don't Nod has set up for. So like, yeah, I think that's a valid question. Will they kiss? I mean, because you are serving Pricefield at this point more than anything else. Yeah, that's a valid question.
It's just enough there that it can, as I said, some people aren't going to buy it, but some people are just going to be all lapping it up. It's just like really smart from them to just do that. I respect like the decency of like they've put people so much on edge of this game, and it's quite interesting just to see the reactions that have played out from it. There's more in the FAQ in a moment, but I thought this was actually a good one as Adam. As you can see there, will Life is Strange Reunion be coming to Switch or Switch 2? And it says, we don't have anything to announce regarding Nintendo Switch release at this time. Life is Strange Reunion will launch on March 26, 2025, PS5, Xbox Series X, Xbox.
Which I'm gonna throw this up in the air. It's gonna come on Switch 2 probably like May. Yeah, like you're gonna see like a May. Yeah, like not April, but probably May. Yeah. And only on Switch 2. I think it's only gonna be on Switch 2. I don't think it's gonna come out on Switch.
Yeah, I don't see it happening on Switch either. Like that engine software port that they did with the Nintendo Switch version for Double Exposure was.
Yeah,
the graphics are just horrendous. Like Jesus Christ, it's like we're not running an engine, man. It's like you can't be moving over to Switch in that capacity. It's not the same game.
No, they're gonna give it to a port company, a third party Nintendo Switch 2 port. Give it to them, port it over. It will come out in May. I think that's going to be your case. But then when they say like we have nothing to announce right now, all we can say it's going to come out this time. Look for a May date for Switch 2.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, they will announce it. It's going to happen. But there's just a couple of FAQ details here. As you can see in this one, I think we were talking about in the first part. Well, look again. This is why I give credit. Look, sorry, not the app. Sorry, thing. Hang on a minute. There you go. Does Life is Strange Union have early access period? No, Life is Strange Union does not have early access period. Pre-ordering or purchasing the edition will grant to the full game release on 26th of March. Look, credit again where it's due. The publisher has made the right decision here. They've obviously listened to response and feedback. They realized the errors of the previous game.
I'm going to say this. I think you're going to see a lot of review copies being sent out. I think because they did the 2-week advance, they let the fans be the review copy. Yeah, they're letting the fans. I think they're going to try to recoup costs in the best way possible. I think you're going to see a lot of reviewers getting this game early.
Old school marketing.
So, because like you said, like when you were in games journalism, you would get the game probably like a week in advance.
Depends. So depends on the publisher and what they want to do.
I'm saying like average, probably a week. On average, probably a week in advance. So like people getting the game 2 weeks in advance is like more than usually a game reviewer gets for these types of games. So I do think you're going to get a lot of reviews coming out of this game, and you're going to make your judgment that way. And I think they're going to get a lot of PR. They are going on a PR rampage onto this game. Yeah. So, so that's good for me to know that like, hey, there's no early access. You don't have to block your Twitter for any like secrets of Kaladin or some dumb crap like that.
Secrets of Kaladin, man. It was like everywhere. It was all that, and then like literally within a week, the entire code leaked. People that found out what happened later in the game, and it's like, come on. I was like, was this actually going to smell up anything? Like we basically all set up false expectations because every stream it was like kind of funny. It's like, will this game land? And me and you were like, uh-oh. It's like, we know what happens in the next 3 episodes. It's like, oh dear God. It's like, this is not going to end well because you've just set this up. And you set up that false kind of like narrative where it's like, oh, Chloe Price might come back. And it's like this. And we're both sitting there like, oh my dear God. It's like, this is not going to end well. It's like, this is going to end really badly. It's like, lo and behold, bang. The entire like, powder keg just went off and exploded. And it's like this one, they literally just need to put it out on release date and just be like, there you go, buy it. If you want to play it, if you don't want to play it, then that's your option. Mm-hmm. It's just literally old school marketing. Keep it simple. Go from there. That's it. Get the reviews in, get good codes sent out to people, get a good marketing from it, etc. I think this is just again where at least we're pivoting feedback is like, it felt scummy doing the 2-week early access. It did.
100%. Yeah, absolutely did. That? So, yeah, I think you're going to get better PR on this game than possible. We already are. Like, I'm going to say this right now. This compared to how Double Exposure's PR was and when we were reporting on it, because we remember how that PR was. This is not even like, oh, this is so much better. This is just a lot cleaner. This is a lot cleaner PR because they are communicating. They are saying like what you're going to get. I'm only saying they're not being clear about the collection edition, but they are. They are actually being clear. I'm just assuming from the wording you're going to get the standard edition in the collector's edition. That is the only thing that's like, quote unquote, not clear. But everything else is like crystal clear, like very transparent. Like, this is what you're going to get. Are they going to kiss? Well, I'm like, well, they're going to kiss. Yeah. Like, what happens if you kiss Amanda or Vin or both? What happens if Chloe's dead? They are being so transparent in here, which is so refreshing compared to Double Exposure's PR.
Yeah, they kind of have to. It's kind of going back to the True Colors day of like, let's just get a decent marketing campaign out and get it more like, you can't really, there's still people annoyed and stuff, but it's like, I can see the fan base. I'm just like watching the reception at the minute behind the scenes. I'm like, oh, they are nailing this the way that I think that they should be nailing it. Whether ultimately pays off in the end, that's the different story. That's for something you to decide at the end. But ultimately, like what they do at the minute, it makes sense because like you get in there, look like even the behind the scenes documentary one. Can I purchase it individually available? No, it's for the owners of the box standard edition, deluxe edition content can only be accessed in deluxe upgrade bundle, which will be available on launch day.
Okay, so
you can buy the standard version and then buy the extra afterwards.
Okay, so that's it. That's cool. So like owners for the box game. So if you get the collector's edition, you can pay probably $10. Like $10 and you can get an upgrade to the. Okay, I might just do that because I want the box edition. Yeah. So like even that, it's super clear. Like, okay, so like owners for the box game standard edition. So I'm assuming with the collector's edition from that information right there, you're getting the standard, but you can upgrade. You put it into the game.
Yes.
And you have access to the digital upgrade on release day. So I'm not mad about this. I'm not. There's nothing there's nothing so far. We've been doing the live stream. We did 2 live streams. And now we're looking through all this PR stuff. There's nothing I'm really mad about at all about this.
No, there isn't at the moment. You can't really. Yeah. At the moment, at least from the marketing standpoint, they're doing this very clean, keeping it clean.
No, yeah, it's super clean. It is. Is there a day 1 patch? You can do this, Adnan. I believe in you.
Thank you. For digital players, day 1 patch is integrated in the version of the game you will download and install at launch. For box players, we highly recommend you install the game while connected to the internet to receive bug fixes and gameplay optimizations included in day 1 patch.
Okay, so there's a day 1 patch. But like, here's the thing though. Like, this is night and day compared to Double Exposure.
Yeah.
Night and day. Just because like it's so much cleaner, dude. Like I cannot emphasize that enough that this is just so much cleaner. It's way cleaner. So like I'm not mad. I'm just not mad. Like this is something that like, hey, this is the information. It is super affordable. I don't know, man.
That was also
Life is Strange. Yeah, when people are asking in the comments of the live stream, like, is this going to be episodic? There's no chance in hell that this was going to be episodic.
No, but I think people might be conflating. I think basically it's going to be chapter based, like True Colors and Double Exposure. So you'll be in the game, you'll play it, you'll have the chapters. It won't be released episodically. It'd be stupid to do that now. It doesn't work. The marketing struggles. Lost Records was a big example of that. I love Lost Records and Don't Know Montreal, but if anything, that next Netflix game cannot be released episodically or something. It has to be released all in one go. Like, look at it again. I'll say this: like, it struggled because like not many people review Tape 2 after that. Not many people wanted to go back on it. That Tape 2 got delayed as well, so that probably hurt its sales as well because people were still interested. It got pushed back by a month. So. You can't. The two tape formula didn't work for Lost Records. I get what the process was and the thinking, but I think at least at this point you can pivot from that and kind of just go full game release, because when it's full game release, then people. I remember Swan's like during the reveal of her face kind of got like leaked because of the assets being available and stuff. It's like you're putting yourself up for a position where it struggles, and like if you can't, like, remember as well the way Lost Records was released, they couldn't even put a pre-order either because it wasn't available for pre-order because it was 2 parts. Like, you need to kind of get it in a way where it can be pre-ordered and you know that people are putting money towards it, and you get an early insight into how many people are pre-ordering this game. So on this point as well, as I said, as you said, like compared to the double exposure marketing so far, and this is a very smaller one and sustained one, and obviously amid other circumstances, they're doing what needs to be done, which is the main thing. Like the entire Stauder thing and the drama and the being cryptic with things, people still know about, like, Chloe Price's model and blah, blah, blah. That's your decision and whatnot. I have my own issues with things, but it's like, it's still relatively clean. And that's the main thing that you can take away from it. Which I'm like, I can't complain with that. So I think there's quite a lot of stuff in that. I don't think we need to go through everything with that. I'm not too sure if there's one or more, anything else in there.
There was one that says, if I buy the twin pack, yeah. Yes, if you buy the twin pack, yeah.
So will there be a physical box version of Life is Strange Reunion Deluxe or Twin Pack editions? But we are only producing a physical box version of Life is Strange Reunion Standard Edition, available at retail for PS5 and Xbox Series X. People who purchase the box version can purchase the Deluxe upgrade at launch to receive the behind-the-scenes content as buying the Deluxe Edition digitally. So you don't have to buy both games; you can just buy one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not, dog. Like, this is just clean. This is clean. Like, this is nice. This is very refreshing for us. Like that for the past few years now. Reporting on this, like this is very refreshing PR. There's nothing I'm extremely like mad about or anything. I am totally satisfied with the answers going into this.
Yeah. You even got your DLC question as well, which I told you months ago that there was no DLC, but no, apparently there was, because people read a blue text or somewhere anyway. It's like, oh, there was DLC and stuff. As you can see there, the Deluxe Edition content is aimed at fans who like to go further behind the scenes with a mini documentary, digital art book, mini digital soundtrack, and prequel comic. All editions game contain the complete full game and complete story. So no cat content, nothing cut off. It's on the disc. You get it at launch again, and when it's
ads for cat content while you're playing the game, dude.
Exactly, but you know what? As I said, I'll put my hands up. They've done right here. That's it, and it's as fair as it gets. If you slam criticism on someone and they do something right in this situation, they've done right here. Whether you like me saying that or not, I don't really know. But it's like, that's not my bother at this point. It's me giving you as clean, neutral perspective on this entire situation. That has addressed a concern there. There's no DLC hidden. There's no stealth DLC. There's no stealth 2-week release. There's nothing like this. It's literally as beige True Colors launch as it gets, and people want that as well with their games. They want a simple, clean launch for their games. Well, a lot of controversy. So yeah, fair play to them, at least for the time being. But again, we got a bit of a period going up to March. So let's see how it all plays out by the end of it. Adam, this is, I'd probably say, a much bigger one. I'd probably with the title as well, because this was a big one that kind of came out of like out of the field here. So I'll pull up in here. So are you on screen? There you are. Yep. So I pulled this on a tweet here. And it says, it was from our Player One First World Twitter account. It says, Gwen Hunter, who debuted in Deck 9's Life is Strange Double Exposure, is not set to return in Life is Strange Reunion. A Life is Strange fan shared an Instagram exchange with Gwen's performance capture actor, Rachel Kroll, who ruled out the character's return. So there was a Reddit link for it. The Reddit link has been removed. The person has removed it. They didn't know if they had permission to share the DM of that person. This is why actors are more very careful with things as well. I'm not taking a swipe at this person, but like, you should be a bit about posting people's personal open DMs and stuff on platforms, but as you will.
Yeah.
Adam, I have verified that image as well. It is an exchange from Instagram with Rachel Kroll, and she said that she's not involved in this game. So Gwen is out of the ruling for this game.
I'm not terribly upset about that.
There's a lot of people
wrong?
upset in there. There's a lot of people upset in there.
See, like, I'm surprised about that because I haven't really seen a lot of Gwen love. Like, I've seen Gwen love, of course. Like, absolutely. There are people that love Gwen. But in terms of just, like...
I think it's because she was the best character out of all of them. Like, she was out of the True Colors characters that debuted. So I think that's why people are a bit annoyed, because it's like, actually, there's more to play with her and kind of go forward with it. Which I agree with as well from that point.
I do think that, like, she was the best introduced character. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like they are so much more focused on Max Chloe. Like, let's highlight Max Chloe, and then also Safi, because Safi has to be there. I don't really see a place for Gwen, because if I'm wrong, like, Gwen kind of just like said, like, hey, I'm dipping. Like, this was too much for me.
Depending on the circumstance. She's at the end depending on circumstances. Other ones she's not. She's like, I'm dipping, and depending on the situation, she might be there, she might not be there.
Again, this is after the merge timelines too, by the way. Like, she's not part of that merge timeline thing. I think the character of Gwen is just kind of tired, just off doing her own thing. Their own thing. Do we know, like, their pronouns? She? Is it a she?
Yeah, Gwen's she in the game.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I thought, for some reason, I thought it was a they them pronouns.
No, I'm pretty sure Gwen's just she and her in the game.
Okay. But I think she's just doing her own thing. I don't really think anything more of it. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not terribly upset, because I think the story kind of sets up for her to be like, nah, I'm done. Like, just kind of goes. Yeah. But I didn't know there was so much Gwen love.
Gwen love.
I didn't. I knew there was some people who loved Gwen, but I didn't know there was, like, an outpour of Gwen love. You know what I mean?
I think the outpour of love is based on, like, because obviously she's the first visibly trans character in the game, because I know Izzy's there, but like an actual character model within the game appears.
True. Very true.
But then also as well, I think the character was stronger than the other ones. Like, even when I played Double Exposure, I thought like she was the strongest character out of all the characters that created.
And all that's up. Like, I'm definitely in the wrong here. Like, I didn't really think about that.
I get what you mean though as well, because like ultimately, like, look, this is where I think with like Gwen as well, because like where she ends her character arc, maybe it's not necessary because you can kind of take her out of the game, because like even when people like, why have you bought Lucas back and stuff, Lucas can be like a redemption arc. You can fix that character in a lot of places, because there's a lot of ways of kind of moving it. Gwen. Of course, I would want Gwen as well, because I think Lucas is, well, the thing is though, because like again, this is where the expectations change. We are now no longer working with the Stauder team and the Quan team. We're now working with the Zimmerman team and that team, so they could change the character quite radically in a way that you don't see it. As I said, the expectations could change quite a lot with people and certain characters, but ultimately, I would want Gwen over like Lucas, like in that sense, because of like how it ended. I mean, my boy Alderman's not paid back yet, so like, you know, I'm already upset as it is. But with like with this character, for example, like cool, like they can write her out because they probably don't need the story. The one thing I've seen with people, it's like there's merged timelines. It's like, well, we see Rachel Amber and Kate Marsh, and maybe I know Katie just did her stream as well, and she said that she doesn't know if Steph's coming back. It's no Kansas City kind of trip thing, and people be asking about Alex Chen. One thing, stick to what you have now. You have the two most powerful characters in the series, Max and Chloe. You don't need more characters. You don't need more personalities. Anyone else is surplus to requirements. So even Lucas, Loretta, Reggie, all these characters are just amplifying the story. Max and Chloe are enough to take you to the finish line. Do not start tampering with other characters. Do not start tampering with Steph and Alex and these characters, building the Avengers Assemble, bring Daniel back and Sean. No, just use the characters what you've got. You have two really strong personalities on screen. Even Gwen is a strong personality on screen compared to the other characters. She stands out a lot more than some of the other double exposure characters. Use what you've got now. It's the same. No, we don't need Rachel Amber. Leave her. That's it. Doesn't matter if the timelines are merged. Rachel off somewhere else. Bye-bye. Focus on what you got here. Don't mess up more than what you've got. And I'm saying that because I've spoken to Emma. I remember that comic conversation with Emma, and it was like, you know, I said, like, you brought three really strong personalities on screen. You got Rachel Amber, Max, and Chloe. And I was like, do you not sometimes feel like you might be doing more comic panels on like Rachel Amber than Max at the point? She's like, no, because she's like, the main focus is always on Max. So like, anything else that happens, that's fine. She's like, character focus is always on Max. We'll never lose sight of the fact that she's the main focus. So then Rachel and Chloe will accompany her in those story moments. So you always keep the same direction. Now, Max and Chloe, your central things, because you're making Chloe playable as well. Stick to what you've got. I would love to have seen Gwen interacting with, for example, Chloe. It would have been great. It would have been an interesting kind of dynamic within this game, at least, and the dynamic they can do. Just stick with it. And it's like, if we got where we are, we got where we are. Don't mess it up from that.
Yeah. Preach. Keep preaching.
And you know what as well? It's what you said as well with the Mario Kart thing. Would they bring back? Oh, leave it. Just leave it. We don't need it. It's nonsense. Throw it out the window, man. Whatever you can sever from double exposure, sever it and move on.
I think the Mayo Kato thing was way too much like Rachel Amber.
Yeah.
I think it was just way too on the nose here.
Yeah.
I do think that like you got to land a plane with Chloe and Max.
Yeah.
You know.
And do you know what as well? I think they're probably doing what they should have done the first game, double exposure, doing the mask cult and stuff like that's happening. That's what Abraxas should have been.
Abraxas. Yes.
That's what Abraxas Society should have been, the mask cult and all this other stuff. I'm like, actually, that's more like I feel like again, it's setting up.
I think they had I definitely think they had ideas going into it, but then development costs and all that. I think
Abraxas. There was like more planned for that, but like, you know, ultimately it doesn't get out into the final product. It's like that's why it comes across as quite tame. It's like, why these guys just running around a university camp. It's like, well, you know, there's quite clearly much more of a bigger intention of what they're trying to do, but the end of the product that you end in with. And the same with like this game, it's like, look, Gwen would have been a great character. I love Gwen. I thought she was a good character. I think she's a solid character out of the new iterations that she made as well. And I think there's more room to kind of maneuver her in this game as well. I mean, ultimately, the actor could also just be like playing the Kansas City trip, like kind of thing. Like, well, I'm, you know, this kind of thing. You know, maybe it does happen, maybe it doesn't. Maybe they're not in it, so it is what it is. But ultimately, yeah, I think it's an interesting moment with it. But I think like Gwen's just kind of like, you know, it's a shame that she's gone. I think she was a good character, but I think like again, development teams have changed. Like Zimmerman and their team, if they look at the characters and like we can't do anything with Gwen, what's the point in bringing her back or trying to make something that merges with it? Just write her out the game at that point. Just be like, okay, we'll make some kind of excuse to kind of get her out of the game because like they already have enough as it is just to kind of land this game, whether you like it or not. They're trying to land this game in the public consciousness of Life is Strange. So yeah, it's an interesting thing with that. Would you have brought her back if you were writing the game? I don't know what you'd be writing, by the way, but like,
I mean, I think she would be a good I think she would be a good character to bounce off of with Chloe. Out of all the new characters, I think Gwen and Chloe definitely would have bounced off each other very, very well.
Yeah.
In terms of character writing. Would I bring her back based off of the ending of Double Exposure? No, just because I think Gwen was villainized by the high people, you know. Now, however, here's the thing: we seen from the trailer that Max goes back in time. Yes, when
3 days.
So why isn't Gwen there? I guess not. No, yeah.
The timelines have merged. We're going for but again, it's fast forwarded. We're in the spring.
Yeah, true.
So the events have already happened, so it's like, you know.
So like Gwen is a tricky situation because again, I think her and Chloe, that's great writing. Just like that's a recipe for great writing right there.
Yeah.
However, again, based off her villainy or villainized persona, her image was tarnished in Double Exposure. I think based on her personality and the way they treated her, I don't think in terms of like Gwen as a person would want to return to Caledon. I think Gwen just wants to like reset all over again. So
yeah,
I think she's done. And I think she would be just kind of like shoved into a story that really why is she there? You know?
Yeah. No, see, I agree with you on that because I think like the other thing I would have like, because for example, in that Chloe timeline where she can go into places that you can't, it would have been nice to put Gwen in there where she helps you do that because she's not the kind of like traditional faculty. Like she would help like a student in that kind of situation, especially like someone like Chloe. She would probably mash well with the personality. But as you said as well, like you actually follow the story of the first game as well in parts. But it's like, let's just not worth it. There's no point in creating more Gwen drama and kind of doing things like that. Gwen serve the purpose, move forward. Like you have to keep Reggie there, you have to keep Loretta there because they're part of the faculty. Even Lucas Colmenero is still part of the faculty. He's still there at the end of the game, no matter what. He's still part of that thing. So it's like you got the characters you need. don't mess around with much as well. Like if Gwen is one of those where you can cut from it, and they probably just cut her because they're like, actually, we can't put her in a way that works. You already have Max and Chloe, as I said. You just focus the story on that, deliver the game. See you later. We all go to bed. We can put everything to bed, and good night. See you later.
Yeah,
say la vie.
So I'm not terribly upset about this, but I'm sure there's some fans who would, and I would love to have her with Chloe, but it's just kind of like story wise, I don't think it makes sense for her to still be there, you know?
No, it doesn't. It's just too much. Like this again, there's so much on this game, man. And it's just landing it, making it clean, making sure it's Max and Chloe, hoo-ha, that kind of thing. Make it like, even if it's corny and cheesy, I think some people are gonna eat it up. Some people are never gonna be happy with it. Again, I'm not switching this double exposure. Can't be like, oh well, if you don't like it, you don't play it, and blah blah blah. I'm just saying it in a general kind of conversation perspective. Because still have I need to like see more of this and see how things are going to play out. There's a lot of question marks on here as well. It'll be interesting to see how people receive. It'll be interesting to see people receive the director's chair and stuff like that, and the people involved in this. It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. Because I think that they're in a good position with what they got so far. But you'll find out about that. But ultimately, interesting nonetheless. But interesting reaction though. You're right as well, because I was a bit surprised by it as well, the reaction. I know Gwen was popular, quote unquote popular, in the sense that people liked her, but it wasn't like, runaway success story of like, I like this character kind of thing.
Sure.
Like in the sense of like this character, in the sense of like, it's a fan favorite, and like, it's Cassidy or slash, this kind of Kate Marsh character. It's kind of like just a strong character nonetheless. But yeah, again, there's just different things from it as well. I think probably another thing will impact people is the fact that she was a trans character, and you've cut the only trans character, which I don't think was probably a good idea as well. Maybe I think maybe we should cut.
Again,
but it creates that image. Do you know what I mean? Though, because you've cut the only trans character.
I know.
People are going to be like, "Well, you've cut the only trans character." I'm like, "Oh,
I know it. The way it looks like,
exactly the way it looks like.
The way it looks like, and I hate that people say like, "Oh, you're cutting the trans character," but like, again, if you look at Gwen's storyline, like, I don't think she wants to be there.
But the other counter argument you could say as well, you'd be like, we brought Chloe back, who was like a trailblazer for a lot of trans people who have taken away from that. Because I remember Jay's telling me about things where people have like really found themselves in Chloe, and people who are trans and stuff. So it's like, there's a counter argument where it's like, well, actually, no, we are still promoting the kind of that part of things. And even Izzy is, Chloe's part of that band, which Izzy is part of. So it's like, I think maybe they're trying to amplify that, but it's just that during that image thing where it's like, let's cut a character, and we cut the only trans character, which was already a big moment within the series for a lot of people. We cut that character. I'm like,
it's just an unfortunate, it's an unfortunate crossroads where you have to be a good writer, but you also want good PR. But unfortunately, I don't think Gwen is coming back, and again, Gwen as a person doesn't want to be there. So, yeah, that's all I have to really say on that.
But I know what you mean though. It's such a tricky one. I was like, because I clocked it when afterwards. I was like, because they've also only cut the only trans character. I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, what a series of unfortunate events that to happen. It's like, but it's a difficult one. But it's a shame though. She was a very good. I think she was a good character, at least within the double exposure crew. And I think with this Zimmerman team, the character could have been really interestingly written and a bit more nuanced with a lot of more details. I think that's the thing that might shine through with some of these characters, where they come across more nuanced under this new creative team. But as you also, we'll leave that, Adam. We're going to switch gears, Adam, quickly to Lost Records news here a little bit. So he's not been on it for a while, but Michel Koch is back. Michael Koch. As you can see here, Adam, the reason why this is in here as well, it's a bit funny. So Michel come out on 23rd January, was like, hey, just a friendly reminder that if you liked what we created with Max and Chloe and Sean and Daniel in Life is Strange 1 and 2, you will love Swan, Nora, Autumn, and Kat in Lost Records. Play it. It's celebrating it's celebrating its first birthday soon. And then whilst I was like seeing this tweet yesterday, it was happening, Twitter has this feature where it brings up the news recap. So Michel in one day came on, posted this message. Everyone reacted to it because it's got 150,000 people that have viewed it and engaged with it. And it became a news topic. So today's news was Michel Koch urges fans to play Lost Records Bloom Rage near first birthday with 1,257 posts, which I thought was quite funny from that, to see that. But yeah, there's Michel Koch's tweet for people who are watching. I forgot to move on there. So you can see his tweet there. Hey, just a friendly reminder on top of that details. But yeah, Adam, Lost Records turns 1 year old in February.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
It's crazy. That is kind of crazy to say, like, it's been a year already. That is kind of nuts. And yeah, like to say like, hey, play double exposure. Um, just give you some behind the scenes of like playing an indie game, right? And this information is already out there, like, but just kind of reminding people, even if you buy the game on sale, it is not really like how much money they make on the game. It is how many copies they've
Yeah.
sold of the game. So even if you buy it on sale, that still counts as a copy that has been sold. So therefore, they can tell the publisher, that being their own company, don't nod, that like hey, this game is a success. We should make more of it. It is selling numbers here. So if you haven't played Lost Records, Bloom and Rage just yet, and you're like, is it too late for me to support them? It is never too late. Just buy the game. Just remember that Among Us was made and published and sent out, and then 2 years later, or 2 or 3 years later, then it started to blow up. It's never too late. So, yeah, if you have time, if you have the budget, most importantly, even if it's on sale, man, it's still a copy sold. You're still supporting the studio in that way.
Yeah, I think you've sent the right message with that. Completely. Let me see if I can pull this up actually whilst I'm here, because I think what you said was really relatable actually to someone that I keep mentioning. I never really bring it up on the episode for some reason. But yeah, you're right though. It's like getting copies sold and not necessarily like, the price of it. And,
numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not saying like we made $1 million on this. That's like a live service thing. Like we generated $1 billion of revenue. That's like live service amount of like support. But in terms of like indie games, it's like, hey, we have 1 million players, or we sold 100,000 copies. Like we sold 100,000 copies in 1 month, kind of thing. So it just shows there's a fan base, and we should keep playing or making this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to pull this up here because I keep mentioning subreddits, but I never actually do it.
This guy.
So this is from Quantic Dreams. This is Guillermo de Fondomere. Oh my god, the CEO head of publishing of Quantic Dream.
Yes.
When Detroit sold 50 million copies, because remember they put it on sale and it shot the sales up. He put this post out, and I remember reading a LinkedIn, like to my own detriment, going on that platform. We put that as well. As we step into the new year, that many hope will be gentler than last year. I wanted to take a moment to share a note of gratitude and perspective. In 2025, Detroit Become Human passed a major milestone: 50 million units sold years after its release. And then in here, it's like that. For example, like the game continues to reach millions of new players per year, sparking new conversations and taking on new meanings. For us, Quantic Dream, this long-term relationship with our audience also translated last year into record revenues, driven exclusively by legacy titles. We see this as a tribute to incredible teams who built these games, to our partners, and to millions of players who continue to discover and support them years after release. We don't take this lightly, especially at a time when our industry is facing uncertainty, restructuring, and difficult choices. These results are not chasing momentum or following trends, but about patience, craft, and the trust players place in games that are allowed to live over time. If there's one lesson I take into the new year, is this: games can grow slowly, age well, and continue to matter creatively and economically long after launch. I remember reading this that night. I was like, that's a really interesting statement to make.
Yes. Yeah. Games
could be
slowly in age well.
And that could be me when I was being cynical about the narrative thing. That could be the future of the narrative genre, where you gamble, you put a title out, and over long term it does that. And this is the same with Reunion. If the Reunion has enough of a soft launch, it could just keep incrementally increasing sales over time. Incrementally.
I mean, this is why, honestly, this is why I put in my indie. So because I'm an indie game composer, right? I put in my contracts that I am able, like, I own my masters, right? That way I can put it on Spotify, I can sell it on Bandcamp, because ultimately there will be a day that this game just like bounces off, like it will hit numbers, and then people are like, oh, I love the soundtrack. So therefore I will also make revenue by you listening on Spotify, by you buying on Bandcamp, even if it's 5 years in the future. Like I'm thinking of like a late bounce. You know what I mean?
This is the day of the old age thing of Tony Hawk taking royalties and Michael Jordan taking royalties for his shoes. Never take the front up fee. Just take the masters and the royalties and go from that. It's the same with the Life is Strange team, for example. The Deck 9 team that previously worked on it, their characters don't belong to them. Aisha Farah's character is not her character. It's it's Square Enix's character. Same with John Stowler's game as well. Like anything that happens in there, they have no control of what happens. Like they're not the IP holder of it. So it's like even with that sales thing, it's like,
I'm currently with a business partner right now. Like I'm the in-house composer for Icy Worm Studios. And the part of the deal is that as the game progresses, doesn't matter. Like it's like a lifetime contract. I will receive 7.5% of all game sales. So if the game blows up someday, I get 7.5% just by being the in-house composer, based on the contract. So like I'm always looking for a late bounce. So like it doesn't like, yes, it does matter in terms of like day one sales for sure. Like it shows publishers like, hey, there's a spark here, there's fans here, that's one, absolutely. But there's also the late day sales that can contribute to a game as well, and it will contribute to me someday. If you buy an Icy Worm Studio game, they will contribute to sending my kids to college someday, which I will ban from going to college. College is a scam, but you know what I mean.
Absolutely. So I think we'll wrap up there. We're done with the topics. But Adam, I'm going to stealth insert one more topic in here because it's massive, because we're recording on the day it's actually happening, because you need to see it as well. So for the audience, none other than that, and also for Adam, because it's going to be put in here. As you can see on the screen, Adam's favorite Life is Strange episode 2 Rules, has turned 7 years old today. Adam's favorite episode,
so
7 years old.
God, dude, if I could chew on a bucket of screws or play this game,
there's Adam. His post-pastor days. This is what he's like. He was broken by it. That's why he hates this game. He was broken by it. But as you can see here as well, I posted this as well. It's my message. I hope Luke and the Don't Know Montreal team show this to Mr. Michel Koch and also Raoul Barbet and Jean-Luc. This is how I feel and many other people feel about Mushroom,
including Sam Bradley.
And Sam Bradley. He's not going to turn up for the day. I bet you 100% have to look at the schedule. Oh, it's a Saturday, isn't it? Coincidentally, they're not being open in the office. That's why. Otherwise, he was booking this off and be like, "Nah, I'm not turning up." PTO, screw you. Michel's gonna be like, "Nah, I'm not doing that. You screw over my dog." It's like, look, that's how I feel about you, Michel Koch, Michael Koch. Killing this dog.
I still do think that Life is Strange 2 has aged perfectly.
Yeah.
Including Rules. Going back to Rules, I think my biggest gripe on Rules is that there was a time you have to just set down your controller for a clean. I forget. I think I put it down for like 17 minutes. I think I measured it out too. Like enough for my screen to like darken. Like, hey, we're going on screensaver mode at this point. It was that killing off Mushroom too soon. Them saying the word rules way too much. Like it was an Arthur episode. Oh. Put it this way, if that was my biggest gripe for Rules, then like it's not that bad of an episode. And Life is Strange 2 as a whole is, in this political climate, is aging like a fine wine. So yeah.
But like I said, they stuck their heels in the ground. They went with it. I was like, if you started fluffing about, I'm like, well, there's a wall, and like one dude, they were explicit. But I was like, God, I respect you more for just being upfront of what you're actually telling the story.
Out of video games.
No, but they're saying what they're saying. Like, yeah, but people are always like that, aren't they? It's like, I hate politics.
Well, it's the same people that say like, it's the same people that say like, oh, Green Day's gone woke. I'm like, Green Day gone woke? Did you listen to them? Or Rage Against the Machine, they gone woke. But the same thing, like, have you listened to American Idiot when it came out? What was that, 2003, 2004? I'm like, are you kidding me right now? No, people are dumb, dude. Like, just read a book. Any book. Literally any book. Just read a book.
Yeah. But no, like truly though, it's like I think that's the thing though. It's like come on, like just stick heels into the ground, do your thing, and they did that with Life is Strange 2, and it turned out the way they did. And it's got Casty. Casty was one of my favorite characters. But yeah, I want to give it a shout out. And one thing I just realized as well, I'm literally posing like that guy in the photo, the way I'm looking at right now. I wasn't even doing this on purpose. I was like, watch it. Hang on a minute. I was like, yeah, I'm actually doing exactly what he's doing, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty
much.
So. But no, like on a serious note, I think like it's a great episode. It was really good, and like it was tying those little things in, like when Captain Spirit turned up with Chris Erickson and his dad, and it's like oh, actually, this is quite nice. Yeah, maybe it should have been like a bit more pacey and stuff, but like I think it was good as a second episode, and yeah, it feels like a lifetime ago with that as well, being 7 years ago. Like goddamn. Yeah, that's Life is Strange done. So we will wrap up there with that one. So we are done here. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to move into our comment of the podcast and spread the arts, and then we are done for this episode. So episode 132, Adam, this was our live stream episode. We've got some comments from here. We've got one from Lena Petra 9167. I hope I said that right, for episode 132. They said the reveal was pretty much better than the previous one, and I feel like they finally didn't spoil anything important. But the story just seems so generic and reused. Deadly Inferno coming in 3 days. What's left then? Maybe a deadly avalanche or deadly tsunami in the next games. I also bet there will be way too long nightmare sections as always, and I'm afraid this game will be extremely short. On the other hand, there is Hannah, and I guess it will be good to see Chloe, Moses, Safi again. I'm excited about the rewind and back talk, and I hope that Max will finally play the guitar again. It seems it seems they really listen to fans. The game is not overpriced, and they're not trying to sell any stupid DLC. So let's see. I'm also saving Vin from the fire if there is an option.
She said, Lena said, I'm not saving Vin. You just said saving Vin. I'm not saving Vin from the fire.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm not. I'm also not. Yeah, because I said that if he's in the fire, that was an option. You just like leave him in there. Yeah.
First things first, like first people saying that like, oh, it might be so short because of the price. Again, I'm gonna reiterate this. It could be due to like development costs. Like they ran it really low. It's a short development time. They laid off a lot of people. So the fact that it's low costing might just mean that it's a low development. So it might be shorter than double exposure. It might be. I'm not saying that's not an option, but I'm also saying like the other option could be it's not that it's extremely short, it's at lower development costs.
Or you do it as a ploy to try and make up the sales from double exposure as well. So because you already got assets you can reuse and stuff, and you try and make the game and you spread it out over a long period of time, they might try to do it because if the sales eclipse what they expect as well, it will make up for the footfall that was lost with double exposure. So it's actually technically a good knock-on effect here. So as you will.
I will agree this that when you say that like, oh, I am afraid that the game will be extremely short, but there's going to be a long nightmare section. You can't have both. You can't be extremely short and have too long of a.
True.
But I think that like, yes, 100% absolutely there will be a nightmare section and will go on too long. I 100% can guarantee that.
Interesting though. They'll be interesting because there were like little scenes in the Expanse which were like nightmarish-ish. But they were very short and abrupt. And I know that Before the Storm did a lot of quote unquote nightmare sequences, the kind of Chloe Price, William Price reminding situations. But
yeah,
I've seen one shot where it shows obviously Chloe looking around with a mirror and stuff. It's like there's like I don't think they're going to go too much into it. I don't think it's going to be a full sequences built in nightmare sequences. I think it's going to be quite grounded in certain places.
Yeah, so like I don't know. I think a lot of people here, like including I think Lena put up the point that I think everybody's thinking. That's finally we're getting a reveal trailer that didn't spoil anything.
Great.
But we're just so on the fence, saying that like the story seems generic, but also at the same time, it's like, we'll see. I hope there's a lot of like, we'll see. I think there is a lot of cautionary hope for this game with a lot of
do you know what? That's a win though, because like think about that corrosive level of damage of IP that they did, and the market again I think has been excellent so far. Whether you agree with it or not, again, I'm not pivoting. I'm very much make that very clear. Do not try and call me out in the comments. I will bark back. I'm saying it just from a general neutral perspective here. It's been delivered exactly the way they needed to do, exactly the way they needed to do. Where it's if it leaves you on the fence a little bit, that's fine. Because there's all to play for here in terms of what they can deliver to win certain people back. Won't win back everyone, but they got enough in the barrel where they can deliver this. It's the same with that. The minute that I saw the Marmite reaction where some people were like, I'm a little bit cautious about this. I'm a little bit optimistic. I'm like, they've got you here. I'm like, they've got you exactly where they need you to. Because like, again, if your expectations are here and they can just deliver here and they can give you that little bit Before the Storm nostalgia vibe and then also True Colors level quality game in certain places, they've won this. It'll be flawed.
Absolutely.
It'll have problems. It's going to have issues, yada, yada, yada. But it's going to, if you can just deliver that, that's going to be the big one for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, good on you, Lena. Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah, and I think the same with like not trying to sell DLC. There's no cat content. You know, prices and overpriced. I agree with them. Rewind and back talk. So you basically have the ultimate fusion nostalgia there that are coming into mechanics, which we'll probably talk about going forward as well. Hannah, obviously, we love Hannah. I like Miranda Freeze coming back and whatnot. And then yeah, I mean, like again, them repeating the formula. Well, they're going to do that. They've been doing that since Life is Strange 1, barring Life is Strange 2, which the Don't team made. They've repeated the same formula every single time to do that. This is the only thing they can actually do at this point. But I'm actually quite happy they didn't really, quote unquote, ruin anything in the trailer, which is always a big one. Adam, next comment from Pasia Hope Latu. Oh my god, what?
Hopelto.
Hopelto, yes.
Pasia.
Mr. or Mrs. or whoever Hope Pelto. No. Okay, this comment. Episode 132 was, yesterday I was indifferent, but today I'm looking forward to playing it. I just hope there are multiple endings like Life is Strange 1 and 2. I do like that they may actually conclude double exposures storyline instead of just forgetting about it. And they seem to respect both Bay and Bay choices. Anyway, it looks like Square Enix made this a priority project.
I'm going to say this right now. There will not be multiple endings like Life is Strange 2. Absolutely not. And I'm going to tell you why. Is because they've been marketing this as like the finale of Max and Chloe. They're not going to try to leave any, like, if there's any multiple endings, it might be like you're going to get maybe 2 different endings, maybe. But they are just trying to like, excuse me. They are just trying to like no knots are left, like no rock is like left unturned. They are just trying to like, hey, this is your story. They've been marketing it like, this is it, dude. Don't be asking for Max and Chloe again. Like, they're gonna die like Romeo and Juliet at the end of this game, dude. Like, it's done for. So, no, I don't think they're gonna leave anything open ended, like multiple endings. Also, like, because this was a fast development time, there's not enough time to like branch out multiple endings like a Detroit Become Human or a Life is Strange 2. So I'm gonna say, I'm glad you're hopeful, but do not expect multiple endings like Life is Strange 2.
No, I don't expect that. Like, again, like as I said, land it. You just need to make a very clean, simple ending which appeases everyone. Whether it's even that corniness of Max and Chloe driving back to Arcadia USA, just do something which is like people are like, I'm happy with that. That's all you need. Like, we just need the bare bones basics that will please people. It doesn't need to be a multi-dimensional Michel Koch, Jean-Luc story. You're never going to be able to do that to start with. Just keep it simple. Go normal. Do not do a Max Caulfield return the screen at the end. Just keep it simple. Do not overcomplicate it. Even if it's like driving back to Arcadia and see the distance, you don't have to build the asset. You just have to build the image of the background. Just keep it that plain and simple. Don't do the multiple endings. Don't open up other things. No. Just don't do something stupid at this point. Just keep it. Easy. I was like, don't do something stupid. It's literally that Homer Simpson. It's like, wait for it. He's gonna do something stupid. And I'm like, I'm currently in that position where I'm watching. Like, don't do something stupid. Just keep it as simple as it gets. As I said, you make a decent, half decent Life is Strange game. I consider that a win for the fandom, at least, because it'll be like, you can't have that double exposure level of like, it's an abomination kind of thing. It's like, it's just a normal like game. So I think it's just funny because all the comments are like, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm like, they got you. I'm like, they got you. And it's like, not even a cynical, I got you kind of way. It's like, they got you the way they needed to. It's like the delivery has been like, we fished in, we pulled the fish, and it's now that they're kind of like shaking, and we just need to kind of hold on to them. And I think that's enough for them at the minute. So it will be interesting to see how it plays out. And I think like even the perception, like I'm interested to see what they do here. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here. And I think it's not settled in for people that John Stauder and that development team isn't in there. The pivot's massive. You'll see it as well. The pivot is massive on this game. Like, even with just the trailer we're watching, Adam, and stuff, like, look at how Safi's position. She's like an anti-hero, isn't she? She's not even like the villain, like, Magneto kind of style, like angry. She's truly just the anti. They've pivoted so hard, and it's going to be like, they've changed just from my perception of things, like when we're pointing out. So yeah, it'll be interesting. So thank you for the comments, though. It's interesting. So obviously, side A, side B, please leave them in the podcast. We will bring in the best comments that we have, and we'll kind of discuss them, because obviously we've got a long road ahead to March with Life is Strange reunion coming out, which is going to be exciting. Adam, spread the arts. What are you spreading today?
I would like you to go first, actually.
Mine's quite long, actually.
Mine's actually quite long, too.
Would you like me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first, yeah.
Right. So these are actually visual as well, so I will bring them up for people.
Yeah.
So in my, I think maybe the ADHD won this today. So I was on eBay, and I decided to buy these, which, if you can see here.
Oh, look at that. Comics.
It's about 16 issues, I think, of the first Life is Strange one that Emma Vicelli did. So I was buying a couple of them because the covers are like amazing. I was like, I want these. And the lovely person who sold them to me, if you are ever listening, that would be amazing. But like, I bought the individual ones. The price was going up because of the postage. And like, I don't know how I'm going to post this. I was like, if you can do it in a bundle, do it in a bundle.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, cool. And they did that. And I was like, trust me, some of the issues are wild that I got in here, like just for the designs. And I will show you a couple of them rather than going through all of them. Because like you have, obviously, like Claudia Leonardi's amazing designs here. So this is one of the covers that Claudia did with Tristan and Max and Chloe and Rachel, which is amazing. And I mean, like, when I'm talking about quality, like, purchases, like, I got these really, like, dirt cheap. You won't actually believe, like, quality and stuff. Like, that one's a really rare one. That's Emma's drawing of Tristan.
Wow.
So it's the Forbidden Planet cover version that she did, which is crazy.
Dang.
Again, Chloe, Emma Vicelli's, that's hers. So that's another one that's in there. A ton of them, like, covers wise. And these are some of my favorite covers as well that were done, like all the variations. And I mean, when I got a deal on it, I think I got a deal. This is the digital deluxe edition. You see the cover, the one that Claudia did. Is it Claudia? I'm pretty sure it's Claudia. It's Claudia. It is Claudia. It's Claudia and Andrea. Andrea, sorry. This is another one which I love from Claudia and Andrea, which is great. This is a one. I might even give one or two of these away on Patreon as well. I'm thinking about, because I do own these. This is the blank drawing one that you can draw your own cover.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
Which is the one that they did, which is quite cool. This is a really good one from Claudia, which is amazing. So do that. This is this is a cover variation for Veronica Fish, which is a really nice one. Which is one of the custom covers that they did from there, which I always loved. This is on one of the issues. I think it's not Dusted. Which one is it now? Ooh, I can't remember which one it is. That's one of the graphic volumes.
Yeah.
But again, as I said, like, for covers, they are unbelievable. Like, to get all these in this, I was like, this is insane to buy all these.
Yeah.
Obviously, issue 1, as you've seen there, very iconic there from that. Another Emma Vicelli one, which I do own. I might give this one on Patreon. Rachel Amber.
Ooh.
So she
that's nice.
And again, by the way, this person threw these ones in. It's like, here's another blank one. You can have it. So I was like, sweet, I'll take that. Do you know what? This is a great thing to have for Claudia Leonardi. If you went and saw them, and like, they could do commission, you could draw that, which is quite a cool thing.
Yeah.
That one's cool as well. Chloe Max as well.
Dang.
And then this is a very cool one as well, which is the double exposure effect.
That's sick.
Caulfield. However, in here, which I didn't show you because I was pulling them out, I'm going to move these out of the way because it's like they just kind of, I stacked the one that was at the bottom. There is one that stands out, which is crazy as well. Like that. So, as I said as well, Max.
Yeah.
This is the Emma Vicelli one. However, as well, signed by Emma, signed by Claudia.
That's crazy.
This is the same price as all the other ones as well. So this is actually a signed copy of the Emma Vicelli Max Caulfield cover, signed by Emma Vicelli and Claudia Leonardi.
Nice.
Which I was like, for the price and stuff, I was like, insane. So I thought I'd recommend them because it's a recommendation to actually read the comics because they are great. And I got like a banging deal on these comics, but I was like, this is amazing. Because I would like to frame them at some point and put them on a wall somewhere, or go to Emma Vicelli and be like, can you sign all these, please? I'll put them on the wall. Because I do have the other 6 volumes signed by Emma. Like, she signed them personally when I met her, which was amazing. So yeah, those my spread the arts. So
dang.
Cool.
Mine is also related to comics, I guess.
Oh dear. Oh no, the Punisher trends come back. Oh no, here we go.
Not exactly.
Oh,
I beat Dispatch.
Oh yes.
I beat Dispatch twice.
I played.
Yeah, it's about an 8-hour experience. So like, there's 8 episodes in it. Each one range from like 45 minutes to maybe like an hour and a half, depending. So like, it's about 8 hours. So I did play it through twice. And I just want to give my small review, no spoilers. I'm gonna say this first.
Yes.
It is not I don't think it's an Adnan game. I don't think it is. I
Oh
don't
dear.
think it's one of those games that like I don't think you'll hate, but like it's one of those games that I think that like you don't have to rush in to get into. I think like when you have the time, I think you'll enjoy it. But when I played Oxenfree, I'm like, no, this is an Adnan game.
Yeah.
Right. I knew Oxenfree would be. Dispatch, I don't think necessarily is your type of game. Now, I myself, yeah.
I'll say, funny enough, I think I would agree with you without even playing for it, because Expedition 33 is next on my list, and I think that is an Adnan game, but I don't think Dispatch is.
Expedition 33 is definitely your game for sure. Like that's why I kept recommending it to you. That's why I keep recommending Duck Detective to you. I think Duck Detective is an Adnan game.
Yeah.
This game, and I'm going to say it this way. I'm even on the fence about it because it is such a telltale game, but you're not walking, you're not exploring. It is very much a visual novel, but like with animations into it. And before I get into my thoughts about it, if you did enjoy Dispatch, please go ahead and purchase Harmony Fall of Reverie. This is a Don't Not published game. It is also a visual novel, and I think there's a lot of elements to Fall of Reverie that I think you'll like from Dispatch. So if you like Dispatch, give Harmony Fall of Reverie a chance. But I'm gonna say why I'm on the fence about this game is that I like the story. I like the gameplay of like the hacking and all that. I am just kind of tired of the whole anti-hero and like heroes are so like they got a dark, past too and blah blah blah. Like I get that. But because I've seen Watchmen, The Boys, Invincible. I'm just kind of I'm kind of tired of that storyline myself.
Yeah.
But here's why I'm on the fence about it. I'm tired of that storyline, but this is why I'm on the fence. I think, and I'm not going to spoil anything, I think because we are set in a superhero landscape here, and I think the way they use the powers, I do think that it was an interesting way to portray this type of story as well. I do think that like they used the superhero powers to kind of elevate what message they were trying to put in. So it's kind of like it didn't use the superhero powers to be superheroes in general, but just kind of to spice the story and elevate the flavors of the writing that they had in mind. So I do appreciate it in that way. There was a very spicy scene to start episode 4 with that I was not prepared for at all. Like I'm not against it. I'm not a prude, if any chance, but it just caught me off guard. That's just
it reminds me of the Oppenheimer scene. I was like, was that necessary? I'm like, was it really necessary? Like,
that's what I was thinking.
There's been being a prune and when it's actually like effective as well. Like, I mean, come on, like
it opens the episode. Like you press play on episode 4 and it's just like right there. And I'm like, oh, was not prepared for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, so I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm not saying Dispatch is bad because I did play through it twice and I enjoyed my time with it. I'm just saying that this is not an Adnan game, and I'm not the market for anti-hero kind of stuff. Even though I know I like Deadpool and all that stuff, like The Boys kind of. It's been done.
Watchmen's the peak of that. The Boys is probably the best thing next to it, isn't it? Like, what else can you really do that's going to change? Unless you redefine the writing of that. Like, the standard has been set. The Watchmen is one of the biggest, like a masterpiece of doing that. And then like The Boys has had success in that. If you're doing the same thing, then people are going to be like, well, what else are you telling that's new? Is it like Expedition 33, which is telling something new?
Expedition 33, I think you're going to really love. But at $30 for this game, and I did buy a full price at $30. I didn't buy it on sale. So I bought it for $30. I can't really even be mad at it. Like it's $30. I played through it twice. I had a good time because I do like visual novels. I do. I like that aspect of it. And I like the gameplay. I like the dispatching. I did enjoy the dispatching. The power-ups and all that. So I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And like I said before, I can't emphasize this enough. When you get around to it, Adnan, like it's one of those games like I think it can be in your backlog, but don't rush to play it. I don't think it's your type of game. Yeah, that's what I mean. If you never play it, I don't think you're at a loss. I will say this, I am looking forward to season 2. Like I think it's one of those
spell test for that game, isn't it? In that genre.
Yeah, I do think so. I do think that like what I played for this, I do think this is set up to be an episodic. I think if I played this while it came out, oh, this is perfect, dude. It's perfect. But what I'm trying to say here is that like I do think there is a good smell test here. I think they have a lot of elements here. I think if they take what they have in season 1 and then put it into season 2, like certain elements, I think we have a special game here. So I'm not losing faith. I'm just very much on the fence with this one. Yeah.
Or I'm going to become my cynical Adnan self here. We end up like Telltales and we do the exact same formula where we start repeating the same formula, trick everything else of it. And then I put my McFly gift where I'm like, hey, I've seen this one before. And it's like, that's what happens in that moment because it could, again, I'm not convinced, like even with Expedition 33 and Dispatch, until I see a wave of these games doing what Telltale did and other genres, the narrative genre is very much struggling. Like even you just saw that Quantic Dream quote, like this is a breakout success. You're also approaching this game with hype factor at tenfold because everyone has talked about it. Everyone has loved it. So even if you kind of went in this with Banish's Ghost of New Eden's expectations, where you went in first before you went into that, your expectations might feel differently on it. But like, I mean, like that's the thing where we're kind of going into this. Like, I'm not sitting here being cynical about it. I will play it, but I'm like, I'm not. When I look at it, I'm like, well, I'm not really that blown away by the kind of concept and stuff. I'm like, it's being driven by tons of things, and then it's like, I said this before. Look at the cast, man. If it failed, like, look, films have failed when they've had ensemble cast.
Are you talking about Dispatch still? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, like I know some films and stuff have failed in the past when they've had like ensemble cast. It doesn't mean success guaranteed, but look at the cast, man, and the power that it has with it.
I think Aaron Paul was a little subdued in his acting.
It surprised me.
I think Aaron Paul like was very much just like directed to be like softer, and I don't think that's Aaron Paul.
Because he plays the character in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and he's more Aaron Paul than that. He's like he's literally Jesse Pinkman. You can hear it in the voice as well. It's like
but he's way more subdued, and I think the character's writing he had to be subdued. That's what I mean. Like, there's some things I'm just like I loved, and then I'm just like, So like, I'm gonna give this my rating out of 10. It's like a 7 and a half. I know a lot of people love this, and I'm not trying to like disrespect them in any sort of way. But for me personally, and I think from Adnan's taste, it was fine. It was fine. I think if you see it on sale, Adnan, I think if you see it on sale for $15, like half off, I think you should go ahead and buy it and then just try it out. But like Duck Detective, I think you need to play. I think you need to play Duck Detective.
I played half of it. It's quite funny actually. I just need to get
That's what I mean. Duck Detective, both the games, I think is your type of game. Yeah.
I've said this before. I'm just not like, even when the cash in on nostalgia, to say I'm bored now. Like even when I said we're Pluribus, and it's like, I had my criticism. I'm happy it exists because it was new. It was different. It was different from anything Vince Gilligan has done before. It's like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. It's got shades in it, but it still feels different. And I'm like more critical of like them splitting it up into like 7 episode structures, which I don't think work for TV, and it was a bit this kind of thing, but it's still great. Carol was a great character, and this part was good and stuff. It felt fresh, and I actually enjoyed it. But I'm like, I'm just cynical about things. I'm like, people just gobble it up, man. It's like with Dispatch. It's like, cool, I'll play it. I will play it, and then I'll give you my proper opinion on it. But I'm not jumping out my seat to go and play it because I'm like, it is what it is. I've seen it a million times over. Like until I see something that look, that's why I love Lost Records. It was different.
There's nothing different about Dispatch in terms of like.
There you go.
Watchmen,
and that's going to be my conclusion, because I'm going to be like, well, it's nothing. If I wanted to do that, I could go and read the Watchmen or something. But it's not me criticizing it without playing. I will give you my full perspective, but that's why I'm not jumping at it, because unless it's something that's really different and unique, then it's great. If Cliff Bleszinski came back tomorrow and said, I'm making a sci-fi shooter, I'm like, I'm sold. Tell me what it is. because it's like it's different from Gears of War. If it's the same Gears of War clone, I'm out. I don't care at that point. Even when Jason West, God rest his soul, and even Vince Zampella went Vince Zampella, sorry. Said it's the wrong person. Jace West and Vince Zampella, God rest his soul. Like, if they made a new game like it was Titanfall was different from Call of Duty. It was similar in certain parts. Ironically, Call of Duty became more like Titanfall afterwards when they started doing the mech stuff, but it's like, it was different. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
So, like, even when I look at Expedition 33, I'm like, that looks interesting because it looks different from the other stuff. And it's like, that's what my next.
It's inspired from Final Fantasy. Expedition was.
Yeah.
But like I said before, though, and I'm gonna say this: anybody that was a fan of Dispatch, again, if you like our show and you like Don't Nod, go ahead, give Harmony Fall of Reverie a try. It's less animation because it is a pure visual novel, but I think you're gonna like that game a lot. If you haven't already. But yeah, no, I'm middle on it. I liked it. I like Dispatch. It's just like I'm not like in love with it like other people are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's on my take. And no disrespect to you, I understand why you love it because there are very much lovable characters in here. Especially Manevola. I love Manevola in this game. But yeah, like I don't know. I was fine with it. Also, I should have loved this game because Blonde Blazer, who is the main person in this game, the main the blonde woman, Blonde Blazer, voiced by Aaron Yvette, who also voiced Alex in Oxenfree.
Yes. Nice.
I was like, that voice sounds familiar, and then I saw in the first episode credits Aaron Yvette. I'm like, oh hey, it's Oxenfree. Yeah.
My biggest one is always that people don't know it's Tales from the Borderlands, Gordis, the little robots in it. That's Ashley Johnson, and people don't realize either. And I remember when I played that game, I was reviewing. I was like, "Why is that?" Because I remember it was like Gordis sounds exactly like Ellie. People did not pick it up. I was like, it sounds exactly like Ellie, and it's like that's one of those ones that really stands out for me. It's like that was a endearing game for a lot of things, but yeah, like look, I'll play it, but it's like as I said, I'm not just
pick it up when it's half off. Like if it's like $15, go ahead and pick it up. I think you'll be fine with it at $15, but for $30, don't go and rush it. I might even play it.
Dispatch can only dream of being like the Council and Big Bad Wolf, but we'll leave it there.
I mean, I will say
that great game. I'm saying that people need to go play that game. It's so funny. It's like it falls off the rails towards the end, but it's such a smart game. What it's trying to do. The mechanics, that was where the mechanics felt fresh. I was like, oh wow, I was like, that's a long time overdue. Where it's like we're changing something.
Yeah, there's nothing really new or exciting about Dispatch, but I do think that they are setting the precipice for what they can do. And like I said, season 2 can either be super amazing or just Dispatch, but it's got a 2 at the end, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, but then it's like the expectations are set. Can you deliver on it? Will you deliver something people actually want? This is the Walking Dead effect. You know, Walking Dead season 2 was good, then 3 came out and people were really divided on that. They divided on Michonne and, you know, the other things, and then 4 came out and it's like that was a bit of thing. Like this is where Telltale started going for those effects, where it's like when you establish something, then it's like, oh, you know, the expectations are set. Can you deliver on it? Will it change the wheel? Will it be the same thing? Will it just be a mask? Will it be like a Telltale game with the same kind of effects with it? Let's see how they go from it. Like, you know, once the success is sustained and I can see a new trend emerging, the pattern of the industry, then great. Otherwise, we're still in the same state with it. Narrative genre is very, very much struggling in this genre. Even Life is Strange is an example of that. Like, they are really struggling to do that. Like, look how many years it took for Double Exposure to come out after True Colors. And it's like, what did they change? The split.
Yeah.
It was still the same game. It was still the same game. Walk, move, that style of thingies. And again, audiences change. People grow up. Trends are changing. People want multiplayer games. They want horror games. They want Roblox. They want all these kind of things. Go and speak to a 6 or 7-year-old child and see what game they play because they're not playing the generation game of that. But it's big patterns, man. I remember my peak era of playing Xbox 360 online games. I transitioned so massively. I was single player purist. PlayStation. I moved to the Xbox 360. My entire legacy at that point was like Gears of War 1, 2, 3, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 1, 4, Modern Warfare 2, and Black Ops, and all those variations, World at War. And also those games that I mentioned came out in the same cycle period on every single console. And it was like, that was consistency, kept me. But now you see millennials go off into a sunset, into older ages. Ironically, I'd even argue that millennials have even transitioned to Nintendo because they bought a Switch because they can't sit there playing games. They buy a Switch and then they play stuff like Animal Crossing and whatever else endears their hearts. There's an option there. There's a lot of things that you could kind of look into this analysis of. But yeah, I think we'll wrap up here. I think the cynical side of StrangeCast is coming back after a more of a thingy side. No, but on a serious note, thank you for sharing that. But yeah, we will wrap up here, guys. So thank you for joining us. A big shout out to our Patreon subscribers. So as I said, one more time, it's Kevin Lackner, Sunday, Clare, McLoughlin, Jake, Carly, Kevin Kestis, Clarx, MrAnselmi, Spunger, The Lost Fan, Paul Groschke, Xavier, Ashlyn, and Katelyn. So thank you so much for the support on Patreon. It's amazing. As I said, stay tuned. The Patreon incentive will be pushed back. You'll see a post of it, and we'll do that in the week after. Hopefully we get this thing that we're doing this weekend coming off the ground. And then we'll go from there. We might try and do a live stream in one of the 2 weeks in between StrangeCast, because I imagine a lot of things are going to keep coming out as well. I know people like to kind of catch up on things, so we'll keep you up to date with that. But anyway, wrapping up here. So thank you for joining us. If you are new here, one more time, please do consider dropping subscribe on the channel, turn notifications, let the video, share with your friends. And also, StrangeCast is available on all podcast services. Check us out on Spotify with a video version, Apple Podcast. Go and check us out there. Go and rate us and go and follow us. It helps support the channel. It helps boost our visibility. So we're signing off here. This is the last episode of January. Yeah, it should be the last episode of January, I think. Maybe. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, we're signing off here. Thank you for joining us. Take care, guys. See you later. Bye.
Ready for the mosh pit, shaka bra.